welcome to the chemistry class. In our last class we have discussed about the reactions of the alcohols and phenols, and that part of alcohol and phenol is completed. Now the last bit of the topic, very important part of the topic, that is regarding the ethers. How we are going to prepare the ethers, that we are going to study in this class. In that we are going to discuss about the preparation of the ethers. Then how we are going to prepare the ethers. Ethers are of two types, one is symmetrical ether, one more is unsymmetrical ether, and we have discussed regarding this in the while discussing about the IUPAC naming. Okay. So today's class we are discussing about the preparation of the ethers. The first method is by dehydration of alcohol. Okay, the first method is by the dehydration of the alcohol. But in our previous classes we have discussed about the dehydration of the alcohol. There we are going to get the alcohol is converted into alkene, but here we are discussing about the formation of the ether. Why? What happens? There is this process completely depends upon the temperature. This is completely depends upon the temperature. If we are maintaining the temperature a different range, you are going to get the alcohol, you are going to get the alkene as well as ether as a product. See here, first we have the alcohol. This alcohol can be converted into alkene or it can be converted into ether. Then when alkene is formed, when ether is formed, that depends upon the temperature. That depends upon the temperature by using presence of the any acid. By using the presence of the any acid. So we are going to tell you which type of this temperature is suitable for the preparation of the ether. So let me tell you an example. This is ethanol. Okay. When ethanol is treated with the acid like H2SO4 at around the temperature of 443 Kelvin, you are going to get the ethene as a product. You are going to get the ethene as a product. See here, alcohol is converted into alkene. That is, water molecule is eliminated from here, that is why it is dehydration. Suppose the same ethanol, that is 2 molecules of the ethanol is treated with the acid at around the temperature of 431 Kelvin. Here the temperature is different. Here we are taking the 443. If I am taking 431 Kelvin as a temperature, during that time ether will going to be formed. See here, in some books they are going to give you this group as a C2H5. It means ethyl and O is there, and here also C2H5. It is nothing but this only. Okay, and the name of this compound is ethoxy. Both the groups are same, ethoxy, ethane is going to be formed. It is the ether. Either you are going to get the symmetrical ether or you can going to get the unsymmetrical ether. So suppose the alcohol is treated with the acid. By maintaining the different conditions of the temperature, we can able to get the alkene as well as we can able to get the ether. Okay, here it must be ethoxy ether. Ether. But if the temperature is less, during that time we can able to get the ether. We are discussing about the ether preparation, so just you be aware of this step. Whenever ethanol is treated with the acid like H2SO4, by maintaining the temperature of 431 Kelvin, you are going to get the ethoxy ether. Okay. So there are certain conditions for this reaction. There are certain conditions are there. First, this group which alcohol we are taking, that must be less hindered. It means steric hindrance must be less. And second condition, low temperature. Temperature must be taken as a less. See here it is 443, here 431. If you are maintaining the temperature less, means you are going to get the ether. Third one, it must follow the SN2 pathway or SN2 mechanism. And we have discussed about what is steric hindrance, what is SN2, that in the haloalkanes and haloarenes. So just be aware of these conditions. Now we will discuss about the mechanism of the ether formation. Mechanism. Okay, first ethanol, this is the ethanol. So when ethanol is treated with the acid like H2SO4, okay, acid H plus is added here because oxygen is more electronegative, and CH3, CH2, like this structure will be available. Yes or no? So this is the first step. Here protonation of the alcohol is going to be takes place. Protonation means addition of the proton. This proton is generated from the acid. First one is the protonated alcohol is formed. Now for the ether preparation we are taking the two molecules. We are taking the two units, you can say. One unit already I have taken. Now one more unit will going to interact with this. One more unit of the alcohol will going to interact with the protonated alcohol. So what happens here? This will going to attack here, while this water will going to be get eliminated. Okay. So this is the second step. Now the structure will be like this. This oxygen and this hydrogen I am going to write here, and here it is a CH2, CH3, and now for the oxygen 3 bonds are there, so it will going to get the plus charge. It will going to get the plus charge. But this is oxygen is getting the plus charge, it has the tendency to remove that. It means one of this hydrogen will going to donate its electron to the oxygen, it itself gets away from that product. So what happens when the hydrogen gets eliminated and this bonded pair of electrons are shifted to the oxygen. So CH3, our product is plus H plus because it is removed, and this is the ethoxy ether. So this is how the mechanism of preparation of the ethoxy ether takes place. So the first method is dehydration of the alcohol. So by maintaining the different temperature conditions, we are going to get the alkene or ether as a product. Suppose if I am maintaining the temperature less, during that time ether is formed. If I am maintaining the temperature more, during that time I am going to get the alkene. See here, alcohol when it is treated with the acid, by maintaining any temperature you can able to get either alkene or ether. Okay. So just look at this, ethanol is treated with the acid like H2SO4. By maintaining the temperature of 443 Kelvin, you are going to get the ethene, that is alkene as a product. Suppose the same ethanol is treated with the H2SO4, by maintaining the different condition, that is the temperature is taken different, that is 431, you are going to get the ethoxy ether as a product. And then conditions for this, less hindered, it means our alcohol here, the alkyl, these groups are, that must be less hindered, steric hindrance must be less, and then temperature must be low, and then it follows the SN2 mechanism. So exactly what is the mechanism here? First, ethanol is protonated with the help of the acid, so it can give us H plus. Here protonated alcohol is obtained. Protonated alcohol is obtained, and this protonated alcohol, one more unit of the alcohol is going to be attack. So what happens? This O will going to attack on this carbon and water will going to be eliminated. Water will going to be eliminated, and this is the intermediate is formed. And further, this bonded pair of the electrons are shifted to the oxygen, and hydrogen itself, it will going to be eliminate, or it can separate out from this one, so that you are going to get the ether as a product. Okay. So this is how we can able to explain the dehydration of the alcohol, and here it is a 413 as a temperature we can able to take, and one more method is there that we are going to discuss. So one more method of the preparation of the ether is Williamson ether synthesis, very important. Many times this question is asked in your examination. Okay. In the dehydration first method which we discussed, that is asked rarely. It means that is not important, not like that. It is asked rarely, but this question is compulsory. Several times the question is repeated, and small correction in that I have said 431 temperature, it is 413 Kelvin as a temperature, just make it a correction. So here Williamson ether synthesis. Okay. First, the alkyl halide is treated with, this is the alkyl halide treated with sodium alkoxide. Sodium, this RO minus, this is alkoxide, as I said you, this is the sodium alkoxide. Whenever alkyl halide is treated with the sodium alkoxide, during that time there is a formation of the, see here, this Na and X that is removed, you can take R dash, ROR dash, that is ether formation will going to be takes place, plus this is the ether plus NaX. Whenever alkyl halide is treated with the sodium alkoxide, you are going to get the ether, and here also this must be less hindered, follow SN2 mechanism, and it is best for the primary. It is best for the primary alkyl halide. So for example, I will tell you, this must be less hindered means I will take CH3Br, because Br is a good leaving group. Okay. And it is treated with the sodium alkoxide, that I will take a tertiary alkoxide like this. Our condition, this must be less hindered, so I have taken less hindered. So you can take this one. Okay. Sodium alkoxide it is, sodium alkoxide is there, this is the alkyl halide is there. So what happens here? This will going to attach here, and these two will going to be eliminate. So plus so what is the name of this one? Methyl tertiary butyl ether. Okay. Methyl tertiary butyl ether is the product along with the elimination of the NaBr. See here, you can take simple example. You can take any, instead of taking this tertiary form, you can take C2H5, that is, it is, you can treat with the, so what you are going to get? Plus NABR. So this is also the example for the Williamson ether synthesis. Simple. Alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide. Sodium alkoxide. You can take any alkyl group here. You can take any alkyl group here also. So you are going to get the ether along with the byproduct like NaX. And then suppose, and the condition is that here the alkyl halide, if it is primary, it will going to give us a ether, and then it must be less hindered. It must follow the SN2 mechanism. So here I have taken the bulky group in the alkoxide. Our condition, we should not take the bulky group here. So I have taken CH3. H is not much bulkier. Okay, this is the our alkyl halide, this is the sodium alkoxide, and here there is a formation of the ether along with the release of the NABR. Or a simple example, you can able to write like this, and you have to mention the names of all the reactant and product there. Those are simple, just you go through yourself. And let me explain you. Suppose our condition is it must be less hindered. Suppose if I am taking it as a secondary or tertiary alkyl halide, this is a primary, okay. And if I am taking secondary or tertiary alkyl halide, during that time what happens? See here, suppose okay, this I am going to write like this, CH2EH plus okay. And what happens here? Oxygen is electronegative, okay, and this will going to attack on the, it acts as a sodium alkoxide, not only acts as a nucleophile, it acts as a strong base also. It can act as a strong base. So what is the base can abstract the proton, base can abstract the proton, so it will going to attack here. It will going to attack here. When it will going to attack here, this bond is shifted in between these two carbon, and if this bond is shifting here means the carbon can eliminate this group very easily. The carbon can eliminate this group very easily. Just you look at the attacking positions. The sodium alkoxide acts as a, not only acts as a nucleophile, even it acts as a strong base. The strong base abstracts the proton, and this bond is shifted here. So that in order to balance the carbon valency, it can eliminate the Br, because Br is a good leaving group. Okay, so Br can able to get detached from here. So what will be our product? Just you look at this here, CH3, and bond is shifted here, double bond. Sorry, CH3, single bond C and double bond carbon, and Br is detached, so I will write like this only. CH3 I have taken here front, and what else remain? CH3OH. CH3OH, and what else? This Br and this Na. NaBr. NaBr. So see here, suppose if we are taking instead of primary alkyl halide, we are taking secondary or tertiary. During that time, what happens? The elimination takes place. Here it is a elimination. Here it is a substitution. Here it is a substitution reaction takes place. Here double bond is introduced and alkene is going to be formed along with the elimination. That is elimination reaction will going to be takes place when we are taking the secondary or tertiary alkyl halide. So this ether, that is Williamson ether synthesis method, is will going to give us best result for the primary alkyl halide, Suppose if you are taking secondary or tertiary, there is no ether formation, it undergoes elimination reaction, there is a formation of the alkene will going to be takes place. So this is very important. Several times write the general form of the Williamson ether synthesis, give an example for the Williamson ether synthesis, or else they are going to give any one of the like this, then they will put here question mark, what is the product, or what is the product, predict the product and name the reaction. Such a questions will be asked on the Williamson ether synthesis. So once again I will tell you, whenever alkyl halide is treated with the sodium alkoxide, ether is going to be formed. Okay, and this alkyl halide must be less hindered, it must follow the SN2 mechanism. So I have taken first one, less hindered alkyl halide. So whenever less hindered alkyl halide is treated with sodium alkoxide, there is a formation of the ether like this. So this carbon will going to attach here for the oxygen and NaBr is eliminated. So CH3 3 times, oxygen CH3. Okay, this is the methyl tertiary butyl ether is the name of this compound. And suppose if this is one more example for the Williamson ether synthesis. And suppose if I am taking the bulky groups, the attack of the nucleophile is difficult here, because here oxygen can able to attack here, means Br also negatively charged. If it wants to attack from the backside, means bulky groups will not allow. So there is no substitution takes place, there is no nucleophilic substitution takes place, and our sodium alkoxide acts as a strong base. It can abstract the proton from the your tertiary alkyl halide, you can say. And then here it will going to abstract the proton, and this bond is shifted here and Br gets detached. Okay, so what is our product? Alkene is the product, 2-methyl propene is the product along with the elimination of the CH3OH and NaBr. So these are the two methods of preparation of the ethers. In these two methods, in the first one is completely depends upon the temperature, and be aware of those numberings, that is 443 first one and the second one is 413 Kelvin. Okay, small mistake I did there, that is you can make it as a 413 Kelvin there in the first method, and then here it is the second method, very important method which you can use for the preparation of the ether. So further physical properties we are going to continue in our next class. Thank you.